So, welcome everybody to IVRC, 2 hours of Sebring live stream. This is going to be a slow thing because I'm alone commentating. I was expecting to have John McDonald, but I'm alone. Okay, so I asked you to be patient with me. It's the first race I'm commentating alone to somebody. I was here during the 6 hours of Daytona. My name's Miguel Moronta. And yeah, I was commentating the 6 hours of Daytona, but I wasn't alone as I am right now. So I will ask you for some patience. As you can see, they're preparing everything. We're in the warm-up session now. And we have quite a high attendance. We were expecting to have 27 drivers. There have been some issues with some of the drivers' computers, as there's been some issues with their graphic cards. And meanwhile everything starts, meanwhile everything goes down. I think I'm going to do a rundown of what this season's expected to be. This is a short season. Mistakes will be paid really harshly. WEC season in general is going to be pretty short because it's only a 3-round championship, and then we will go to the Americas to race the American Endurance Championship. But thing is, I'm going to run down the entries which have been confirmed. Not all of them are inside here because we've got 36 entries, I think. But some of them who aren't here, or some of them who have issues. I'm going to read you through all of them. So first of all, we've got the LMP1 class, which we have C-Force Racing, a Venezuelan team, Porsche 919 hybrid, with last season's WEC champion Bruno Hispano from Argentina and Jesus Quirinos from Venezuela with number 7. Bruno Hispano using number 1, defending the championship title. Then we have Team Bernie from Poland with Laura Resso from France and Bernard Ambros from Poland, the owner. They're racing with the Toyota TS040 hybrid. We have Robson Swinigal Racing with the Audi R18 with Mark Company, and Francisco Vasquez from Argentina. Francisco being one of those who's having the issues with their pieces. I'm going to try and move to someone who is actually out on track. Sebring. Thiever Jean Vilanco Racing from France with the Porsche 919 hybrid. Number 11, Nicolas Vijanko from France, and Li Chong from France, number 63, sorry. Then we have MG Competition LMP1 team from Germany, Audi R18, Philip Bell and Tom Rogerson from Germany and Great Britain respectively, and also respectively, number 13 and number 56. Tom Rogerson, who by the way has just claimed pole position for his first WEC race. FRA Sim Racing from Sweden using the Toyota TS040. Number 59 for Carl Magnus Borre. Number 97 for Joe Cassidy, the Swedish driver and the American driver. And then we have the German Beer Racing team from Germany with the Audi R18 with number 77 Kenneth Ragland. That's the LMP1 class. We'll go through the LMP2, which doesn't have as many entries though. MPG Competition LMP2 team, they're all using the Eureka 07. Number 14, Konstantin Grimminger from Germany, and number 17, Carlos Frau from Spain. FRA Sim Racing LMP2 has Alfie Beeben from Great Britain, number 24, and number 48, Otávio de Barros from Brazil. OS Front Row LMP2 from Brazil, we have Antonio Isaias, number 25, and Lucas Miranda, number 88, both Brazilians. C-Force Racing LMP2 team has Richard Wonders from the Netherlands, Tevis Shadow with Swinigal Racing from Hungary, has number 40 Laszlo Teglas, has Pablo Lopez with number 53. We go to the GTE class, which has only 6 drivers today. I think it was 6 or 7 drivers from the entries. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 entries, so we've got half the grid here. And we've got Team Tempest racing from Lithuania with the Porsche 911 RSR, sorry. Number 4 Arina Sauge and number 6 Martinez Jurgilavicius, both from Lithuania. Red United Racing Team from Brazil, Ferrari 488 GT Ebo 9. Number 9 Anthony Delara from Brazil. I think Anthony Delara has switched teams though. SL Racing from Lithuania with the Porsche 911 RSR. Number 10 Dovydas Larinavicius and his brother Saulius Larinavicius with number 21, both from Lithuania. Bravo Racing Team from Brazil. We have the Porsche 911 RSR with Jonathan Holohan and Gabriel Caravetta, Portuguese and Brazilian. Jara Racing Team from Venezuela. Number 15 Julian Jeans from Colombia. Then we have the OS Front Row GTE from Brazil. Aston Martin Vantage MAR, the car they're using, with Andrelader and Jonas Berto. Then we have Upper Sim Racing with Oscar Evers Janssen from Denmark and Sven Gilhood from the Netherlands. And we have Panorama Racing from Kenya with the Ferrari with Felix Kims, number 96, the Kenyan driver. So that is the grid for now. That's the entry list, because it's not the grid we have. Grid is also quite different, we must say. As I said, Tom Rogerson has claimed his first pole on his first WEC race. We're having a lot of issues actually. FPS, I'm sorry if you see it is in very low quality, but I'm having kind of issues. So basically for now, yeah, I'm probably going to be alone. So yeah, I don't know how well you're hearing me. I would love someone to tell me how well this is being heard, because I have no idea, absolutely at all. So yeah, we have a lot of entries from prototype classes, of course the LMP1 class being pretty much the biggest, I think. No, but GT and LMP1 are as big as each other. Although I think there are some entries which I haven't got listed here, and they are actually in. Because I'm not really sure everything. I'm not really sure everything is in. So we're having quite a lot of issues with the server and drivers. Actually, this is Julian Jeans from the GTE Shadow Racing Team, I think, or C-Force. Sorry. No, Shadow Racing, yeah. I'm going to have a lot of trouble. I have done my own spotters, guys. There we see one of the Toyotas, I think it's one of the FRAs, has just passed him, and going to go on board with Pablo Lopez, the LMP2 car from Spain. So this is Pablo Lopez. They did really well at Daytona. He goes into the pits. They did really well at Daytona. Seems like not everything. I mean, he's the only one. Not everything is going to run their way here, because it's only one driver. And yeah, it's going to be hard for for him basically, because he had teammates to rely on Daytona, but he's the only one here. And well, it's not like it's going to be a big issue, but not the greatest of advantages to have, or disadvantages to be alone in your team. Oh, Alfie Bevan has gone off. Lucky this is a warm-up, but yeah, we have here Tom Rogerson, pole seater, number 56. I was carrying that number, by the way, in the last few rounds of Season 1 of WEC, Season 2019. This is the first round of Season 2020, and as I said in the beginning, it's going to be a very short 3-race championship. This is because we're going to go into the Americas. We're going to run the IMSA mod. So it's going to be a championship where basically mistakes are very costly, and one DNF will pretty much put you out of championship contention if championship rivals are very consistent. Of course, Tom Rogerson, we have to say, he claimed pole by 6/10 to the second place. And third place, Max Verka, was 1 second off. So Max Verka, whose pace is usually very good, he's usually the fastest. But now, he's Tom Rogerson, as we were telling this on the 6 hours of Daytona. He's Tom Rogerson, the driver, who's going to beat Max Verka for a championship, with Mark running the whole season on the same class. Because we have to remind everyone, the first 2 races of 2019 were by Max Verka were run on the GTE class. And now he's going to stay in the LMP1 class, he's going to try and win it. But this guy, Tom Rogerson, he appeared for the 6 hours of Daytona, and he's staying now. Like, going with MPG Competition LMP1 team, a team which is owned by Konstantin Greminger, who is an LMP2 and is the IVRC League owner, and still it is kind of in some way, yeah, he's the owner, but he does things very illegally, and I think they manage their team really well, first of all, and I don't know, I think he's able enough. I think Tom Rogerson can give a fight to Max Verka, but of course, the championship is really short. We've got the 2 hours of Sebring today. I think it is in the beginning of March we will have the 90 minutes of Sao Paulo, so it's basically the last 2 races of 2019 done for the start of 2020, and we're finishing off at Le Mans with the 2.4 hours of Le Mans. And this means that that Le Mans race, is going to be crucial for everybody, because you do well at Le Mans, and you have been doing well throughout the season, you've pretty much got this done. Now the thing is, will everyone stay where they are for the American Endurance Championship? Because the American Endurance Championship has different cars, they've got the DEPIs instead of the LMP1 cars. I think some people are going to try to move, depending on the results here in the WEC. And of course, meanwhile, everything here, the dearest part of the championships going. We've got the Open Wheel Championship, we've got the Touring Car Championship, which starts not next, I think is in 2 weeks time, it starts. And then we have the Japanese Touring Car Championship, which is run by Karl Sfro, by the way, but we've got that one. Actually, so no, we can't expect anything from this 2020 year, and going into 2021 having the American Endurance Championship dates confirmed, sort of. Anyways, I think nothing's going on right now. The warm-up has finished. We're pretty much 25 minutes late, so if they reduce the race, I'll be pretty happy, because last time I would be running alone. But of course, yeah, anyways, I'm reading the chat, there's been issues for basically everybody. Example, Pablo has just joined again. Yeah, I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to expect from this race, to be fair. Going to go into the waiting scene, and we'll be back when the race starts. So here we are, going to start the race in a few moments time. Apparently we're going to, but nobody's going to the grid. Pretty funny, but yeah, nobody's actually going to the grid. Yeah, oh, there is most of the people. Here they are, ready to start. I don't know if everybody is actually on the grid right now. Well, Markswerker isn't on the grid just yet. Got John Rogers in here, Julian joins more than last apparently. But we're missing somebody. But Formation Lab gets away. Going to start the 2-hour race, not reduced, although if it was me I would reduce it, but not a reduced race. So we're getting ready. It's the first round of the WEC Championship. Round 1 of 2020. Sorry. And yeah, we're hoping for it to be a very, very entertaining one, although I'm not very entertaining commentating alone. I would love to have like my friend John here, but apparently he's not even connected to Discord, or he's not giving us any live signals. Anyways, yeah, the MPG competition will be one team, first and fifth. Pretty good, but there we have Tom Rogerson in first, and Nikola Vijanko, Max Verker, Jesus Kirinos, Billy Boland, Bruno Spano, defending champion, down in sixth. Then we have Lorenzo, it's Joe Gausitis, then Carl Magnus Borre, although they've exchanged positions for now. Francisco Vasquez, who has actually missed the deadline for the Formation Lab, and Lucas Miranda first, LMP2. Octavio Navarros, Laszlo Douglas, Richard Warnders, Alfie Bevan, Carlos Frau, Pablo Lopez, the last of the LMP2 class. Then we have Sven Gilhood, Lovely's Laurent Vicious, Martinez Jukala Vicious, Celius Laurent Vicious, Arimas Auga, Antonio Lara, and Julian Joins. Getting ready to go here in Sebring, the United States. 2 hours of Sebring. First round of the 2020 WEC IVRC Championship. We're more ready than ever before. Running almost into well, I would call it the airport zone. I don't know what to call it. It's the concrete part of the circuit, the long back straight. Long takes. This is very long. The formation lap is going very slowly, very calm and steady. This is Tom Rogerson on board. Been warming up the tires. Will he be able to claim the win today? He wasn't able to do anything like it in Daytona. They were a few laps down. They didn't even end up in the podium. That went to Rotterdam podium. And we have Nikola Vijanko running side by side to him. They're getting ready 2 by 2. Vijanko a little bit ahead. Number 11, they are John Vijanko. Getting ready, final corner bonus. Going round the final corner, waiting for the green flag to go. Tom Rogerson has to go early, I've been told. Maybe he doesn't even complete the race, but waiting in the straight. Go under the outboards. And as we go through the finish line, green flag, no it's not. We're still not starting the race. Thought this was going to be one formation lap, but it seems like this is two formation laps. Not being called green yet, but they're racing now. They're racing and I think someone's gone off. That's Max Verker. Max Verker has gone off. Tom Rogerson right now in the lead with Nikola Vijanko in the second. Willy Bowen is now in third position, and I think it is Jesus Carreras in fourth with Max Verker down to fifth probably. Got to wait and see, of course. Running pretty well right now, Tom Rogerson on board with him. But it's Jesus Carreras in fourth, and there's problems everywhere. Problems everywhere as we thought Max Verker still here in third. It's not third actually. But there he is. He's running very, very low. He's being overtaken by LMP2 cars. Plus, I think his teammate, yeah, Francisco Vasquez is still stuck. But Carl Magnus Boré damage. For example, Max Verker is trying to come back. Tom Rogerson leads with Nikola Vijanko in second. And I think, it's Philip Bowen in third. They're running pretty close. The onboard camera in the nose with Philip Bowen doing a very, very inside exit line. Very close to Nikola Vijanko. Almost running into him. Now, has the race started yet? I think no, it's not. We've got some kind of issue. Some kind of issue with the server today. Not starting. Oh, this is everywhere. Yeah, they've crashed out. They've actually crashed out. Both of them. I'm not running later than I want, but no chance. I'm having issues myself. Okay, now I have the same images as we do. So Nikola Vijanko with problems. Max Verker is trying to come back and he the inside wall and he's retarded. So, I don't know whether this is going to yeah, the thing is this going to be the actual race? Because there's a lot of problems. No, it's not. I think the sub is going to restart. Cases restarts. Going to the waiting scene, so been a little bit of issues here. Yeah, they've closed the server. They're restarting the server. It's going to be very long if they don't reduce race lag. We're back. Well, kind of. We're going to reduce, the race is going to be reduced to pretty much an hour and a half. And I think some people aren't going to be able to complete the race. So instead of 120 minutes, we're going to get 90 minutes of racing here at Sebring. We're going to get pretty much, well, we're going to go pretty late because we were supposed to start an hour ago almost. So we're going to go probably another 25 to 26 minutes late. But yeah, anyways, we hope this time the server does go. I think there's one last person, which is Francisco, I think. Yeah, Francisco Vasquez has withdrawn from the race. I think he's not going to race. That's one thing I'm sure of. And Tom Rogerson, yeah, leading. So I'm not going to repeat all the build-up I did before, of course. It's very, very long. I did so, but you know, yeah. We hope this time it goes. We hope this time it does start. Who knows? Maybe it'll actually go. Maybe it'll work. Whatever happens, we hope it does work. Oh, just noticed there's been some kind of crashes at the G part of the circuit with the class. And we're seeing much everyone going at very slow pace. 8 kilometers an hour. Everything going. Waiting for the green flag again. Running side by side 2x2. Side the Porsche 919 hybrid. We're inside the Audi here, and we can also go inside the Toyota, which has a more rudimentary steering wheel. Anyways, we will see what happens. It's an hour and a half of racing, which has to start. There's people making colliding with each other, and we hope it does start now. And it's a green flag. I can think they're accelerating. No, they're not. Okay. Green flag yet. It seems like it's not moving. The counter is not moving. Okay, this has got to be a track issue. This has got to be a track issue because it's not starting. Not looking like it will start at any moment. In this issue, they didn't have this kind of issue at the end of 2019, and it is the same track. So nobody actually knows what's happening. And yeah, for example, yeah, Nikola Vijanka has lost the lead. Lost the second place, sorry, with Max Verker. And I think that's that off. Who's that off? It was an LMP1 car. It was Kenneth Radland, whose livery is pretty much the same as the LMP1 Repsol's Regal team, this German beer racing team, who is racing now, number 77. There's been some changes in the LMP2 class as well, but we can't actually tell you. I can't notice them, but I will try to give it to you right here. So I think it's Richard Wanders, and then it's Tabby the Barros leading the LMP2 class. Lucas Miranda third, and then Pablo Lopez. Is there any kind of fight at the front? Because Tom Rogers, yeah, Nikola Vijanka has regained second. No, he hasn't. And I think most of people are giving in. Kenneth Ragland side by side with Joe Gazetis. They were. In here. Everyone trying to go, but I think there's a car stop right there. And the GT classes Van Gielhout leads with Douglas Laurinavicius in second, and Martinez Ducalavicius, Sam Lewis Laurinavicius, and Ornis Auga, Anthony Lara, and Julian Jeans have had some kind of issue. So Tom Rogerson first. Nikola Vichenko, Max Verker out. So is the server going to be restarted? Yes, it is. So we're having a lot of issues now. And I guess this is the race going to go at all, because I highly doubt it. I highly doubt this is going to go anywhere. So, well, we wait here. We will be waiting here, but who knows, really? Not like I can control anything like this or anything. I can just tell you how everyone is just fuming about this, because there's been a lot of issues. Could even get so I can tell you the drivers are trying to make it a 1 hour race, because of course we're running so late. But of course, as I said, they had no problems. I wasn't racing, but they had no problems in 2019. The last race of the season was held, and it was perfectly held. Now, what's the issue here? We don't know. There's no other solution than just trying to give it another go. Doesn't work, then we would just cancel it probably. But I think canceling it would be a big shame, because it would need to be rescheduled, and we're running pretty late, as I said. So I'm going to check the calendar quickly. We're running pretty late on kind of calendar. So WEC, of course, February 16th, Sebring. March 15th is Brazil, Lagos, and April 19th, Le Mans. We've got 4 weeks or 3 weeks in between where we could be fitted, but of course, we've got to keep in mind that the TCC starts on March the 7th. So having it in March the 8th will be a big issue. I think we have the 23rd and we have the 1st of March. We have the February 23rd and March 1st, where nothing is going on, where nothing is actually happening. Yet we're probably not going to use them, it seems, because no, I'm checking all the dates. I think it's pretty much clear that there's no other dates. People are asking for the race in Silverstone, and well, really hard to say here. I'm really sorry if anyone's still watching and knows what's happening. We don't know. I cannot tell you anything. I cannot explain what's happening, because I don't exactly know what's happening. And it's being really tough for me to commentate this, or to try and commentate this, and for everyone to just know what's happening. They're having to redo the grid, and I think Francisco is going to rejoin, but The rest of people, I don't know. I really don't know. So, big news here, with the issues that have been shown, we're going to get standing start. Yeah, I hope they reduce it to 1 hour. And so yeah, they're setting the grid up, they're setting everything up. Now, we're going to get a standing start, so with this, the race will definitely start. We hope they reduce it for 1 hour, but really know what's going to happen. Here at Sebring, this is being a dreadful stream, dreadful night overall. But good work out his way. Anyway, so I think we're going to get a 25 driver grid now. Joined, and it's 1.5 hours still. 1.5 hours. So, people wanted 1 hour race, and speed want, and it's been set to 1.5 hours still. So I don't know what's going to happen here. I'm going here. Actual scene. I don't know where this is going to start or not, because let's call it the riot that some want to make. Yeah, I think pretty much everyone is in the grid still. I think even Alfie, even one of the toughest guys who wants the 1 hour race. I think, yeah, it's gone now. We've missed the start, sorry, but we've missed the start. It's go. Oh, and there's a car flying already. I think it was one of the Joneses. I think it might have been Carl Magnus Borre. It is Carl Magnus Borre still going upside down, down and down. Alfie Bevan has had a terrible start, it seems, and Carl Magnus Borre, teammate but in a higher class, off. So right now, Tom Rogerson leads. Tom Rogerson leads. We have Max Verk in second, then Nikola Vijanko, Philip Boland, and Jesus Carreras probably. I think it is, or Bruno Spano, Jesus Carreras, then Kenneth Ragland, Joe Gausitis, Francisco Vasquez, Bruno Spano down to 9th from 6th, then Lorenzo, Octavio de Barros, Lucas Miranda, Richard Wanders, Carlos Frail, Laszlo Tepes, Pablo Lopez, Sven Gilhood, Martinez, Drew Delavicious, Sally's Lavin Vicious, Anthony Lara rounding off the top 20. So we've got Lorenzo here in P9. We've got Aaron Masauket, David Lavin Vicious, Julian Jeans, Carl Magnus Moray, and then Alfie Beaven. Got a little bit of a fight going on here, and we hope there is a fight for the lead. On board with Max Verker. It's going to be a 1 hour and a half race, since there we have Max Verker going around the outside on the outside line, racing line. The first lap of Sebring finally completed, 1:42.9, and that's Tom Rogerson on first. Then we have, as we said, Max Verker, Nikola Vijanko. It is still Philip Boland or Jesus Carreras in 4th. Yeah, it's Jesus Carreras in 4th actually. Because what is Philip? Philip Boland has fallen down the order. Philip Boland, I cannot see him. He's falling down to the last few places. Oh, there's a Spain. I think that is that? Yeah, that's Alfie Beaven. Alfie is he going to continue? Yeah, he is. But there's Philip Boland. He's had to pit. But God knows why. Oh, the camera's gone crazy. Okay, so we back to the lead. Tom Rogerson leads by 1.2 seconds, and Nikola Vijanko 2 seconds behind. As in second behind Max Verker, Jesus Carreras, Kenneth Ragland, Joe Gausitis, Bruno Spano, Lorenzo, who are very close together. There's a fight here with Kenneth Ragland, Joe Gausitis, and Bruno Spano. Bruno, the WEC champion, trying to recover from a dreadful start today. Going to be able to go his onboard camera. And number 1 is the sign, number 1 in the front. Champion last season. Oh, Gausitis is going really wide. Of course, the top 3 are already leaving, and we have Nikola Vijanko really close behind Max Verker. He's going to try and go around the inside, around the outside. He's very close. He's sniffing the nose. He's right on his tail. Breathing on his back, on the back of his car. And Jesus Carreras no man's land. 3 seconds ahead, 3 seconds behind. Joe Gausitis do it for FRA Zim Racing in 5th. Bruno Spano, Lorenzo, but we're going to go back to the fight because Tom Rogerson seems to be just leaving. He is actually. But we've got Max Verk and Nikola Vijanko trying to fight for second here. Of course, going into the back straight almost now. They're going last corner before the back straight, very wide in the entry. Goes over the curb. Trying to do it, I'm not sure. Not sure. So, second lap completed now, 5 minutes have gone. Sorry, third lap completed. What am I thinking of? Fast lap of Tom Rogers 1:36. And yeah, it's... Oh, Kenneth Ragland has DNF'd, by the way. We got Angela Lara pitting as well as Alfie Beaven, but I think Kenneth has had to DNF, and we won't see why. But we've got Anthony Lara here. On last place is Alfie Beaven, who races pretty much ruined. We're going to go into the LMP2 class. We've got Pablo Lopez and Laszlo Teglas. You see who's last. Carlos Frau, fighter in the LMP2 class lead, is furious. The Richard Warren is followed by Tabi de Barros. I think that is third. I think that was, I don't really see the name. I think Lucas Miranda, sorry. Then we have Carlos Frau here. Lucas Miranda. Oh, they're going to go 3-1 into the corner, into this corner here. I don't know the corner names at Sebring, and pretty bad here. And round the outside, he's got a Tabi de Barros, pretty illegal, I would say. But he's Richard Wands has maintained the position. Round the outside, Lucas Miranda is going to try to go around the inside now into here. Going to be able to make it, probably not. He hasn't made it. And we've got Carlos Frau. Needs a big push to try and make it into the lead here. And of course, Laszlo Teglas is penalizing Pablo Lopez. Pablo Lopez having a dreadful pace today. One is Tabi de Barros and Lucas Miranda just fighting all over the place. While I think there's no more fights to kind of see here, so we're going back to the LMP2 class. And yeah, Tabi de Barros has just taken the lead of the LMP2 class. Lucas Miranda trying to go around the outside, is going to try to go reach Wanders. Is going to be able to make it stick. Probably not. He's got Lucas Miranda right behind him. And the fight continues. His Laszlo Teglas is going to be able to catch up. I highly doubt it, but you know, anything can happen. They've got a car behind. I think that is a GTE of the GTA of Antonio Lara, probably. It is. So he's going to be involved in the fight. Whoever can pass Antonio Lara, quicker, is going to be benefited. Oh, he goes onto the grass to not hold up anyone. Although he's probably held up someone. But is Carlos Frau going to go for a move? No, he isn't. They're all very close here in the LMP2 class. The top 4 are right within a second. They're within a second. Top 4 here in LMP2 class. Tom Rogers is still leading in the LMP1 class. I think it's Van Giel who is leading on the GTE class. This is the first time we have LMP2 on the WEC Championship here in IVRC. Last season, if you wanted to go into prototypes, you'd have to go for LMP1 or either go to GT class. Anyways, Richard Wanders has gone through again, but I think Tabi de Barros is not going to give up. Into the final corner, Richard Wanders goes really quickly defending the position. Switch back from Tabi de Barros. Is he going to be able to make it? We switched from camera. No, he's not been able to make it. And I think Tabi de Barros is going to try and go around the outside and the inside. Sorry, no, he hasn't been able. And now Lucas Miranda. They're side by side. I think Lucas Miranda is going to get the position. Almost no space given. Lucas Miranda goes through. The Tabi de Barros has gone down into third. LMP1, LMP2, sorry, class is going to be really tough for me. And yeah, he's going to get the slipstream back from Lucas Miranda. Richard Wanders seeing this and like, oh, he's gone wide. Look, Richard Wanders. Tabi de Barros meets Lucas Miranda. That's been a little bit of a not touch to get back the position. Around the outside, Lucas Miranda now has the line, but Tabi de Barros running inside the defensive position. And Carlos Frau looking here, looking behind like and saying, what the hell is going on here? Probably being able to say as well, why can't I pass this guy? So Tabi de Barros into the grass, and probably Lucas Miranda around the outside. He is a very fast king. He's not been able to make it. Now he has been able to make it, and switching back, the inside has gone to Tabi de Barros. Carlos Frau having to point. This is one of the best cameras we can have. to see the fight going on between these two. As Richard Wanders is now kind of leaving the pack, he's being able to get some gap, get a break, get a breathe. As Tom Rogerson is leading, there's not been much fight in the LMP1 class. This is one of the best fights we're going to be able to see right now. Being really entertaining, isn't it here? And I think Carl Magnus Bore has been both his. He's had to pass these guys, and oh, he's I think he's almost hit Octavio de Barros, and well, Lucas Miranda has lost the place again. But Richard Wanders just left. He's left those guys. I think he's 2 seconds apart from Carlos Frau now, whereas they were 1 second apart while they were fighting. So Lucas Miranda now behind Carlos Frau even. Lucas Miranda has lost the position to Carlos Frau. Carlos Frau having to third here in the Olympic class. Around the inside is going to try and go Lucas Miranda. He has to go defensive. As we have Philip Boland in the LMP1 class, who has to come back as well. And he's got these LMP2 guys ahead, and he'll be like, "Yo guys, I'm kind of fighting you, but I'm faster. Just don't make me lose any time." But they haven't got to let him through, remember? They're different classes, they're different races. We've got somebody really close here, as it's Max Verker against Nikola Vijanko. Really close they were for a moment. Back with the fight here, Richard Wanders leads. I think it's 8/10 the gap to second, Octavio de Barros. Carlos Frau is still in second. Philip Boland may help Carlos. They're teammates somehow, or somewhat. And I think just he could kind of help him. He's kind of helped, yes. But Lucas Miranda, they were really close for a few laps. They're not as close now, but they can still get close again. So Richard Wanders has had some kind of issue. He's lost the lead he had. And they're all back together. As we said, they will get back together. 1:36.5 fastest lap for Tom Rogerson. It's been a very entertaining fight. Carlos Frau is very close to second, very close to first. Of course, Richard Wanders is trying to defend his position. Around the inside, he tried to go in the curb. He hasn't been able to make it. Is he going to be able to get enough run, enough slipstream? No, he's so powerful. Couldn't do around the outside. He was ahead enough for Octavio de Barros to go defensive again. One of the greatest of exits right there for Carlos. I think they're going to go into the fast ink really soon. We're on board with Lucas Miranda, so we can see all 4 LMP2 cars. Fast Kings, second King now here. Go over the grass a little bit, but they can do anything in the straight. They're going to try it. 8/10 separate Max Verker and Nikola Vijanko. Meanwhile, Tom Rogerson's leading with a big gap. And there's no fights going. There are no fights going on in the LMP1 class. And yeah, it's been Joe Casualties actually. Joe Casualties in the LMP1 class making his first pit stop, without a crash involving it, I think, of 2020. And I think Pablo Lopez has regained some pace because he's now back front. Last low tech lesson. Pablo Lopez was really strong in the pre-season test in Silverstone last week. It was really impressive. There were only 3 LMP2 cars and the fight was enormous. But remember, the LMP2 class has got not as many entries as the others. It's got 9 entries, and we've got I think it's 6 here. We have 3 missing. Most of the others from the road guys have not attended. They've had some kind of issue probably. And Carl Magnus Bore has DNF'd. So Carl Magnus Bore retires. Francisco Vasquez retires from the race. Maybe there's been some kind of crash with these guys. May try to see what happened here. I'm trying to go back in the moment when they have retired, but not really sure I'm going to be able to get it. Kenneth Raglan had to DNF some time ago, but doesn't seem like I'm going to be able to get it, so I'm not going to try it now. Tom Rogerson leading by a counter mile 6 seconds, Max Verker second, Nikola Vijanko in third, Escarinas, Lorenzo, Bruno Spano, Philip Boland. Then we have the LMP2 fight. Octavio de Barros has taken back the lead. He's got Richard Wanders right behind him. He's the slipstream around the inside into turn number 1. He's going to go. He makes a move. Can he make it 6 reach back from Octavio de Barros? He was on the outside, now he's in the inside north left hand corner, and he makes it back. So he's defended his position. And Carlos Frau is lurking right there and saying, can he make it up into second? Can he make it up into first? Can he make some more positions? They've got Max Verker right behind them. And I think Max Verker is going to go around the inside with Lucas Miranda. The PTE car is also going to try and go right there. Nikola Vijanko, sorry, is also right there. But Pablo Lopez and Laszlo Teglas, they're fighting. And Pablo Lopez has lost the position again. Not good for them. But we've got 3 DNFs right here. We're going to go back with a little fight for the lead of the LMP2 class. As you can see here, Octavio de Barros side by side with Richard Wanders into the high-speed left kink. And I think Richard Wanders has made it. Cutting the corner a little bit to Octavio de Barros. Richard Wanders has retaken the lead, although Octavio de Barros reaches back. He's taken it back as well. So this has been a very good fight. He leaves the space, very good actually for Wanders. And I think Carlos Frey is going to try and take it. Nikola Vijanko now goes through. And he's going to go around the inside. He's going to try to move Carlos Frau. I think he's going around the inside of Fabio. He's going to be able to go the inside of Richard. I think he's taking the lead. Oh, there's been a crash. Huge crash involving Carlos Frau and one of the SL Racing GT cars. I don't know whether it was Saulius. I think it was Saulius Lavrinavicius. It was Saulius. So we're going to take a look at what happened. So he was going here around the inside. Oh, and Octavio switching. Octavio switching back. He just didn't help at all. It's being caused by Octavio de Barros, kind of. So Joe Galsity's back through. Octavio, I don't know whether Octavio has gotten big damage or not. I think he's running kind of fine, but you know, these two guys, Lucas Miranda and Richard Wanders, are still keeping it clean. They're already going fine for race long. Lucas Miranda now up into the lead. I think it's the first time we have seen him take the lead. Will he be able to maintain it? I don't know. This is going to be really tough to see. Alex Skims, sad he hasn't been able to take part. There's people, there's madness about the organization, but we will discuss everything. Alfie, if you're hearing this, it can be discussed later. I think Alfie hasn't retired. Now Alfie hasn't retired, what's this thing running? Alfie's pace, I think we would be having real fun. But now, Jesus Carinos, Nikola Vijanko, Max Verker, Tom Rogerson leading. These guys behind him by country miles of them. So we're still seeing the fight. I think, Carlos Frey is right now pitting. And Pablo has finally gone ahead and with a big margin, big kind of margin, to Laszlo, but Lucas Miranda now leading without any kind of trouble. 1 hour 9 minutes and 24 seconds remain. Back into it, I think he's lost some kind of, so they've lost some kind of distance to Lucas Miranda. Otavio and Richard still fighting. Pablo Lopez too far behind. He's 6 seconds apart. 7 seconds, almost 8 actually. Apart from the leading pack in the LMP2 class. Carlos Frau was unable to continue fighting because he was crashed out. I think Otavio de Barros is going to get a penalty, but we'll have to wait until this week to confirm the official results. Remember, these will be unofficial results from the 2020. Now 90 minutes of Sebring, 1 hour and 8 minutes remaining. Laszlo Teclas caught up again into Pablo Lopez. Richard Waters and Otavio de Barros right there. Top all around inside that GTE. That's very dangerous from Otavio. Could have caused a crash. Another one, actually. But yeah, Lucas Miranda has absolutely left them. 2.1 seconds, 2 seconds a gap. Yeah, Pablo still keeping Laszlo at bay, but for how long is he going to be able to make that? Sven, I think GTE class, he is actually. Sven Gilhood leading the GTE class. Martin Ostrogalo-Vicious, Stanley is loving the Vicious, Armin Zauga, Julian Jeans, Alfie Beeb and Dovidus, loving the Vicious. I think it was him, one involved in the crash probably, and Anthony Lara, Francisco Vasquez, Carl Magnus Borre, and Kenneth Ragland, all from the LMP1 class, out of the race. As Jesus Guerinos goes past one of the, I think it was Sven Gilhood actually. Laura Resto in 5th with Bruno Spano, Philip Boland and Joe Gaustitis, ending up the LMP1 class in 8th. Then we have Lucas Miranda leading with Otavio de Barros in 2nd, Richard Wanders in 3rd, but they're still fighting. Pablo Lopez in 4th, then Laszlo Teclas and Carlos Frau, who's got 56 seconds to make up if he wants to regain some positions in his class. And if he's got the pace he had, where he was in the front constantly, he's going to make it. But he needs that pace all the time. As we said, leading the GTE class, Van Gilhood, Martinez, Saulius, Armazauga, Julian Jeans, Alfie Bevan, the LMP2 class in last actually, and Davidas and Anthony Lara again. So not much fight going on in the LMP1 class, not much fight going on. Well, there is fight going on in the LMP2 class. The only fight on the whole grid, and I hope it keeps this way all the race long, because then we will have something to show you. Where? Wait, that wasn't a fight, was it? Well, it is okay, but it looked really weird for me. But basically, for Richard Wonders, trying to go around the inside into turn number 1, is he going to be able to make it? I think he's going a little bit wide because Otavio is back ahead and defending. Richard trying to go around the inside, he wasn't able to make it. And I think one of his teammates, I think Jesus or Bruno, are going to, he's going to lap him. Bruno Spano is going to lap him. So Bruno Spano, teammate in the LMP1 class, is going to be able to help him, even a little bit. So around the inside he goes, but he hasn't been able to help. And I think that's Martinez. Martinez will go vicious. As going really wide, the thing was. No, it's Dovidus. Dovidus Lauren and Vicious. What a mess of names we've got. With those Lithuanian guys, they've got basically same surname, and their cars look pretty much the same. Anyways, these guys keep fighting. We've got the nose camera. We're close to the real wing. I think he hit him. Around the inside, he hasn't worked out. He hit the curb, and that wasn't going to work out in any way you wanted it. Now over the lines here and into the straight, goes very wide at Tabio. He's going to get a slipstream. Going to try and keep it. He's going to be able to keep it for much longer because Tabio knows how to fight back in this situation. Switch back move, bit off the line, but is he going to be able? Right, Richard is going to have the inside into turn number 1. He's already going to switch positions. Is Ottavio going to try the inside into turn number 1? No, he isn't, but he always gets a better run into turn number 1. And into turn number 2 and 3 now. He's going to try and make a move. No, he isn't. He keeps it behind. He keeps it defending. Richard wonders, he stays defending, and Lucas Miranda almost 3 seconds apart now. So Lucas Miranda trying to look behind and say, okay, this is really good for me. I don't want this to stop. It's Van Gilhood, GT race leader, right ahead of them. But 1 hour still to go, and it's felt really long, just because of those not red flags, but those server issues. Tabi Tavares trying to make him around the outside, and it's clearly the only fight we've got going on. Because everybody else is pretty much down 2 miles apart of each other. We're going to go on board for some time with Tabi Tavares now. We're going to watch the fight. These two guys keep fighting each other. Now Lucas Miranda is 4 seconds and a half apart, and Carlos Frau is actually cutting down that gap. In a few minutes he's cut down 6 seconds gap to Laszlo Teglis. Pablo Lopez actually has kind of made a little gap to Laszlo, but we're still waiting for the pit stops of some, and these don't seem to be coming at any point. As we said, right now Pablo Lopez in 4th, that's one of the best results he could hope for. But Bruno Spano here, defending champion, down in 6th. He's got Jesus Carinas in 4th, the C-Force. Much better, they're doing much better already than they did in Daytona. And oh, there's been issues with one of the GTEs. Where's he gone? Where's that GTE gone? And I'm going to look at who that was. That was David Slavin Vicious. going to watch the replay here. I think it's... I don't know whose fault this might be, because... Very weird. Oh! I think... Yeah, I think... Oh, it's a misunderstanding, because why was Davidus going there? But look at the flight Davidus got. Oh gosh, that's... He must be really lucky if he hasn't got any kind of damage. He's running, he should be back running. He is back running, but I don't know. That should have been some kind of misunderstanding from one side to another. But, you know, sorry. Yeah, taking down the gap still. Carlos Foul, 49 seconds now. The gap to Laszlo Teglas. Less than an hour to go. Something I'm kind of celebrating though. Because, yeah, I'm still alone here in the commentary box. We were hoping for John McDonald to join me. He hasn't. He has left no notice where he's dead or not or something. But we've got the fight still going here though. So we're going to enjoy this. Richard Wanderers and Ottavio Barros. They've got some kind of gap between them now. They're still fighting nonetheless. 3 and a bit seconds behind is now Richard Wanderers. Richard trying to get back close. But of course, got a big fight here. I think that's Davidus, I think. And Davidus hasn't got any good memory now from LMP1 guys. No, everyone's still country miles apart of each other. Tom Rogerson having a Sunday drive like no other. I don't know whether you've been with us or not. You know, in 20 minutes we should have finished the race. We just started 30 minutes ago or so. Anyways, well, a little bit more than 30 minutes ago, but this has got just to go. This has got to going. The show must go on. Lorenzo cutting the corners. Have you just seen that? He's just cut the corner like crazy. Going to watch the replay here. That was a big corner cut, like I have never seen something. That is gone right here. It's just gone straight. Lorenzo. Really pretty naughty from him. So you're never clear of being watched out, because yeah, we've got this. I'm on the stream here, changing camera all the time to see what's happening, and I think they're still fighting here. Of course they are. Doing a 2 to 3 seconds almost. The gap now. Very good racing in. Side by side going the main straight. Richard Wanderers has lost the position again. Now Nikola Vijanko lapping these guys. Be aware Nikola Vijanko has done some crazy moves. He did some crazy moves as well in... What was it? In Daytona. Pretty much time for the race to keep going. It's pretty much time for the race to stay like it is right now. We're going to watch again the battle. That GT car of Julian Giants is getting on the way of this LMP2 fight. Really exciting LMP2 fight. Going to try and go around the they're going around the outside of him. I think Ottavio is going to pit this lap. Richard Wonders, now they've fallen back again to Lucas Miranda. Lucas Miranda is actually going to pit as well. The Orbis front row team. I think still none of the leaders have gone into the pits. What was that from Max Verker? He was pretty much outside, and I think someone called John McDonald may join. May not. So Max Verker now pits. He's the first of the leaders to make a pit stop. Jesus Carinas, he will go on board with him. But of course, as I said, Nikola Vijanko doesn't pit. Max Verker is in the pits. And yes, he's the first of the leaders to go into the pits. Lucas Miranda going to go into the pits. No, he isn't. I think they're getting the warnings from... Oh, Tabio does go into the pits, so maybe some kind of undercut strategy. He was speeding in the pit lane, wasn't he? But some kind of undercut strategy from IVRC Sim Racing in the LMP2 class. We're going to try and make it go ahead of Richard Wonders, overtaking him with a pit stop. Is he going to be able to do that? Right now, Pablo Lopez back. Pablo Lopez has pitted as well, probably. But Laszlo Tengel pretty much behind him. Carlos Frau is now 8 seconds behind somebody. Kind of 51 behind Laszlo Tengel again. And Carlos Frau, he still has to make some pit stops. Blue flags from Carlos, I think that's Nikola Vijanko. And is anyone else going to pit? I think Richard and Lucas may be pitting. Lorenzo has now pitted. And Tom Rogers is pitting. Nikola Vijanko is pitting. They've managed to go a lap longer. Max Verker. But are they going to be able to maintain the position? Is Max Verker going to be ahead of them? Who knows today? Nikola Vijanko, Tom Rogers leaving the pits now. Nikola Vijanko is still stopped. So Tom Rogerson is going to be a tad closer to Max Verker, 4 seconds maybe, no, 3 seconds. So the undercut could have worked. It has definitely worked for Max Verker because Nikola Vijanko was somewhat closer than he is now. He will still be because he's 15 seconds apart right now. Bruno Spano has gone closer. Poland up into 5th, but with a pit stop yet to make, probably. Then we have Laszlo Teglis in 9th because Richard Wonders is beating, Lucas Miranda is beating, and that's a Tabio. I think was it a No, it's not a Tabio. Oh, my bad. Lucas Miranda now leaving, Richard Wonders now leaving. This is going to be the fight. Is Richard Wonders going to be ahead of Otavio de Barros? On the strategy side, I think he's overtaken. Where's Richard? Richard's behind them. And there's Pablo, 13th. He's got 43 seconds to Laszlo Teglis, and Laszlo Teglis has still got the pit. This is the fight now. Otavio de Barros back ahead of Richard Wonders. Richard Wonders one more lap and one lap fresher tires. On the outside, he's made a mistake. What a move from Richard Wonders. Welcome, John, I think it is.
Yes, I got a flight finish.
John, if you could explain us why you took so long to join.
Missed my flight. Would just say that.
Your flight? Flight where?
Here, to Sebring, obviously.
Oh, we're doing it that way. Yeah. Okay, well, I don't know if you've joined the server in spectator mode. Are you joining? Mr. John McDonald, who's joined almost at the time it should have been finishing. You were lucky that it is finishing late. It's starting late, anyways. So basically, you've missed. We are having a race-long fight for the LMP2 lead, and that's the only fight we're having on track that I know, because everyone else is just miles apart of each other.
How's LMP1 looking?
Well, LMP1, I'm going to tell you, Tom Rogerson is leading by 3 seconds, with 3 seconds of gap to Max Verker. Then we have Nicola Vijanko, Bruno Spano, and Jesus Carinos. That's the top 5 with Lorenzo and Philip Boland following, and Joe Gauzetis, who had trouble on the start, in 8th. Then we have the LMP2 class where Laszlo Teglis is leading, but he's still to make the pit stop. He's got to make his pit stop. So Lucas Miranda is the virtual leader, with Richard Wonders and Otavio de Barros, who have been fighting all race long, fighting for second, and then Pablo Lopez, who, if he's lucky enough, with Laszlo's pit stop, he will be ahead.
Ooh!
And then we have Carlos Frau, who was involved in an incident with Otavio when trying to overtake him. Otavio just tried to board a GTE car, and they had contact, and Carlos hit the inside wall and remained straight. We also had a very interesting incident with and also Bruno Spano is now pitting, reigning champion. But we had a very interesting incident with Nicola Vijanko and it was Dovidas Larinavicius, where I think it was a misunderstanding. Nicola Vijanko was trying to go past Dovidas. Dovidas went to the outside of the corner, as did Nicola Vijanko, which resulted in some kind of crash, with Dovidas having a low amount of damage somehow, after doing like 6 barrel rolls.
That seems like quite a hefty crash.
It was a hefty crash, and he seems to be okay. We've got 3 DNFs though. Francisco Vasquez, Carl Magnus Borre, and Kenneth Ragland, all 3 from LMP1 class. And we know, because it was also a hefty crash, Carl Magnus Borre was trying to come back after 2 barrel rolls at the start of the race. We had a standing start because of issues with the formation lap on the server.
Oh, instead of a rolling.
He just went rolling in the start, like he was hit from behind and he was sandwiched or something, and He just went. So, as we said, Tom Rogers leading, Max Verker second, Nikola Vijanko, Jesus Garinas, Lorenzo now, with Billy Boland and Bruno Spano, Joe Gauzetis, and on the LMP2 class, Laszlo Teglas. I don't know where he's beating or not. Laszlo is now beating. So Lucas Miranda should retake the lead. The LMP2 class. Greater Wanderers, and now Tabi Tabares is 3 seconds behind him. What's happened though? The only fight we actually had is now gone.
Well, if we could just talk about Tom Rogerson for a minute. It's only a BRC and dominating at the moment.
Yeah, he's just... I think he's just putting Max Verker on his second shot. No, not second shot, second side. And he's showing him he's not the unstoppable person anymore. He's not the unstoppable driver that nobody could actually kind of beat. He's now being challenged by someone who's just joined the IVRC, and he's doing pretty well. He got pole position. He was 6 tenths ahead of Nikola Vijanko in second, 1 second ahead of Max Verker in third, and that was on qualifying.
Wow.
It was a very hefty margin, and I've got to say I'm pretty impressed right now that he's not leaving as he did in the first team. They have been already, and he's not leaving the pack as he did in the first part of the race. And very close to Bruno Spano though he was. Bruno Spano, as we said, reigning champion, and he's down in 7th. What's happening to reigning champion?
Could not tell you. He's a driver and went very well here, but off last year. So yeah, did you run into any issues track, or has it just been pace related?
I think it is pace related because he hasn't been involved in any incidents that I have seen. And I have seen most of them, gotta say, because it's been a pretty clean race. Except for the typical LMP1, LMP2 rushes on the GTE class. GTE always gets the worst part of these races because they want to rush through, and the prototype drivers just don't think about the others' races. They have just ruined some races. Alfie Bevan also had trouble at the start. He's just being lapped by Lucas Miranda. I think there's some kind of issue with Alfie Bevan. He's going very slowly. But Bevan last place. Oh, he's being hit by... What's that?
Oh, he's got no rear wing.
Yeah, he's just been hit by Bruno Spano. Commentator's curse
right no. There. Bruno's day gets worse.
What's happening to Alfie Bevan? Has he got some kind of issue? Engine-wise, probably.
Got no rear wing, which just makes the rear end loose, so I think he might just be quitting at this point, but
yeah, he's stopped.
Faded could be an issue.
He's just stopped on track. And what's happening to Alfie? He was going very slowly from the first sector intermediate. He's been overtaken by Sven Gilhood already, his teammate at FRA GTE.
He has just decided to park his car up.
Yeah, he has, but...
on the track, on the exit of a corner.
Should just leave there. He should leave, because, I mean, he wanted to riot. He wanted the race to be reduced to 1 hour instead to 1 hour and a half. It's been reduced. And if that's his way to riot, I think not the way you should do it, because it could result in a ban for following races. I'm checking Discord.
Yeah, he's just in front of that exit.
Yes, and that's very dangerous. I don't know whether anyone else has gone through.
It's going to be fun for single file racing.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone round. He's gone. Whether he's gone or he's been disqualified. But he's gone now, and Julian Jeans... he will get a free position, actually. It's the first LMP2 retirement of the season now. And by the way, Laszlo Tegler's down in last again. Carlos Frau, who had some like the crash, is 20 seconds ahead. So working pretty well. And with that,
There is only a top gap between the whole of the LMP2.
yeah, the top 4 in LMP2 separated by 12 seconds. But at the start of the race, that gap was 1 second between the top 4. 1 second it was.
Miranda seems to have quite a comfortable gap currently.
Yeah, Lucas Miranda having comfortable gap, as does Tom Rogerson kind of. Tom Rogerson leading by 4.5 seconds. And being 20 seconds ahead of Nikola Vijanko is Max Verker. So Max Verker is probably going to get second today. I didn't curse him now.
I think we might have a little battle on our hands over Lopez and
Bruno Spano has
Ottavio
pitted
soon.
again. Yeah, Lopez has taken back some pace because he was having a dreadful race. Couldn't even get past Laszlo Tegler. He's now.
I've looked at their timing, their best laps. Bruno's best laps only a 37.6. The leaders are running 30 or mid 35s for their best, so he's 2 seconds off the pace.
And yeah, he's had no crashes. Or was it the best lap or the most recent?
But that's his best lap.
Yeah, so he's had
even
almost no crashes.
Max, with no yeah. So that's even his best possible lap. He's well.
Yeah, and I would have to check qualifying. I don't really remember qualifying, but I'd have to check. I think he was pretty much off the pace again. Yeah, Tom Rogerson has got a very big pace, and of course he's now 2 seconds off. But remember, Tom Rogerson gave a 1 second gap. He put a 1 second gap to Max Verker.
Fabio's wide on the dirt. Here comes Pablo Lopez, going to gain probably about another half second on him now. I think it's only about a second gap, maybe less.
Gap right now is 6 tenths, 8 tenths, running around that point. And on the straight, I think Pablo is going to be able to take the toe, take the slipstream now.
And gets a little awkward off that corner.
Yeah, it wasn't the best exit, but he's reducing the gap a little bit by a little bit. Down to 5 tenths and a bit now. Final corner though, it goes a little bit more, but very close to Ottavio de Barros. He's lost some pace.
Ottavio's going to get a little bit better of an exit, but Pablo got a much better entry in mid-corner.
Not a good exit from Ottavio de Barros out in the final corner. Going really close to the walls. But is he going to be able to defend that? Has he got some kind of... Oh!
Pablo Lopez
Pablo Lopez has been the deadly curve in the...
The commentator's curse again!
No, wait, that was you. That was you.
That was me. Oh, Pablo.
Well, I'll tell him he's lost one of the wheels. So Pablo is effectively out of the race. And it's the first retirement we see that is a crash-related retirement.
That is...
For a long time, I think. Depressing for Pablo. He's now retired, I think.
Through
yeah,
turn
he's
one.
now retired. And wait, Bruno Spano has also retired.
Early.
We hadn't noticed.
Spano's retired.
Bruno Spano has retired.
Oh, Alfie had a fuel issue. Apparently Alfie ran out of fuel.
Yeah,
maybe that's why he was hitting the rear.
Davidas has also retired. I think Davidas has also retired because he said on Discord he's been hit out 5 times. That the GT class just gets a very bad side of racing. I didn't think it was that bad. Also, Tom Rogers is now 8 seconds ahead. He's really pulling out the gap now.
Such a shame for LMP2 class. We're going to have a battle on our hands. Probably that lap or the lap after. Oh well.
No, it's nice.
What we do now, though, between Richard Wanderers and Carlos Frau, as they go very close down the home stretch. Turn one, probably only about 2 car lengths between them.
Carlos has have Otavio or Carlos pitted? Because I think Carlos has to pit again because of the crash he had. I'm not really sure though. Turning off the headlights. Turning on, sorry. And I think
We could have had a three-way fight here. It would have been fantastic.
Three-way fight. Well, I only see two cars, but I mean.
Well, if Lopez hadn't have crashed, we could have had a three-way fight.
Yeah, it would have been amazing to see. But if Richard Wanders makes some kind of mistake, it could happen. But as I said, yeah, it's the only fight throughout the whole field that is actually happening on track. But we've got a record assistance here for the WEC 20. I think it is record though. 25 drivers, 26 indeed, but some of them withdraw. Some of them withdraw. It's been amazing. And yeah, Oscar Fish-Janssen, who couldn't participate today, is in the YouTube chat along with Felix Gims. We really appreciate these people to be here with us. It's been a long stream now. I've been here for 2 hours, and most of them alone because this guy missed his flight. Or either that or he fell asleep.
Always got to get sleep. Rallying on the day ahead.
But now, John, please tell us the real reason you were late.
I wanted to get a good sleep beforehand, but to do that I have to go to bed at like 8 o'clock. Went to bed at like 9 or 10.
What time is it at the upside down line?
Is 7 AM.
7 AM. I mean, that's really soon.
Quite early.
Well, at least I know someone is trustable enough to attend the next WEC round. Are you trustable enough, really? Because I'm not going to be here commentating everything alone.
It is the season opener,
so we've got 1 month.
Yeah.
You've got 1 month until the next WEC round. So I don't know.
Happy to do. Oh, I need to just get back into it. We'll be fine.
We'll be fine. Yeah. For sure.
Do the Aussie thing, we'll be fine, we'll sort it out. Oh,
very close.
Rogerson having a bit of an issue getting around it.
Yeah,
Laszlo there.
Very close. That was Jesus Guinness.
Was it? Tom Rogerson on...
No, Rogerson's racing for MPG, the blue, white and orange cars.
Yeah, and he just had an issue getting around the...
I was looking on the LMP25 still.
I was talking
These two guys just
lapping.
keep fighting, and I think no, wait, no. But they're closer, indeed. 2 laps or 3 laps ago, Richard Wanders 5 seconds to Carlos and to Otavio. They're now 3 seconds and a half. 3 seconds and a half. It changes, but they're getting closer. We have 30 minutes and 28 seconds to go. It's not going as fast as I thought it would go. We should have finished already, but these things happen. It's a game. It's not a perfect thing. Not something you expect to happen.
We do have a fight though in GTLM, but there is a prototype catching them. It's Julian.
Yeah, Sven Mielhood and Julian Jeans.
That car though to get quickly out of their way. Probably about a second and a half between them.
And now I'm going to put it, because now it's official. Commentating here, Jose Miguel Moronta and John McDonald. just that you don't forget our horrible names. And you don't forget the name of that guy who fell asleep when he had to commentate a race.
Well, what time is it for you?
9 p.m.
See, that's a piece of cake.
Yeah, that's a piece of cake. I said I would commentate this and I left a birthday party to do this. If I knew you weren't coming, I would have kept in the birthday party much longer. Like, what was the point anyways? There was going to be a 1 hour delay.
Yeah.
Anyways, after this, Tom Rogerson is still leading, of course. What a surprise this race. And well, I think we've reached the 6th or 7th DNF. The 7th DNF with Pablo Lopez's crash.
And quite a shame there for Pablo Lopez. It's just on the edge of that curb. If you get on that curb too early, it just bites the front end of your car and will just tear it off because of how steep it is to get onto that curb. There's not a smooth transition onto it. Quite sudden, and you know, do what happened to Pablo Lopez and get the front end of your car right off. At least in prototypes.
There were some crashes like that on one of those first restarts, which didn't work.
Oh, and in a restart. Oh.
Yeah, like we had to restart because when it was a formation lap and rolling start, the gap to the safety car wasn't working and the race didn't start, so the counter just wasn't counting down.
So it was just the 2 hours forever.
Yeah, it should have been 2 hours. We reduced to 1:30, and Alfie Bevan wanted to make it a 1 hour race because we were pretty late.
Well, for me, it is saying the timer isn't ticking down for me.
Isn't it?
Yes, it's been 30. I did join late though, however, so that...
Yeah, but it's 27 minutes and 13 seconds left. Here in it was a 2 hour race, but it's now 90 minutes of Sebring 2020 first round of 3, the IVRC WEC Championship. We can pretty much say that Bruno Hispano is not going to be able to defend his crown, not only because of the pace he had, which was, not gonna lie, pretty terrible, but
not a very strong showing.
Well, he was 2 seconds off, and from the reigning champion, that's very strange.
Got a bit of a championship hangover.
Yeah, I don't know how well he performed back in the final round of 2019, but maybe it's a track thing or something, because we will see whether this continues or not at Interlagos on March 15th. But if the trend continues, well, we've won the NF on the 3-race calendar. Pretty much impossible for him to come back unless there's a big catastrophe.
I'll tell you what, Mark Stewart is one of the fastest people that I know, and Tom Rogerson is shrieking away, and he's only new, so I just can't believe the quality of a driver we have in Tom Rogerson for MPG, because he is dominating one of the best drivers that we have in the IVRC.
Let me check, because I don't know, but I'm going to check on the wiki.
He's our... I'm pretty
Tom
sure
Rogerson signed into the TC Championship. I think he's not. He's not. So, if any TCC owners are listening here, I count myself though, please, somebody sign him. We need him.
Sign Tom into the TCC. Him and Mark battling it out for a championship would be great. Like,
Mark has won
not that I want to
TCC
take
championship.
Another possible TCC championship away from Mark, but it would be good to see a nice title fight.
It would be really nice to see. So as I was saying, yeah, he's won every TCC championship, Mark Sverker, and he wins them with races to go. Like, just
the
does it.
last races for him is just always quite chill, but he still puts on a show and will get a win.
Yeah, but on qualifying he's beatable. At least on TCC, he's beatable on qualifying. Even I got
Just
a
his
pole back in
consistency
round
is
3.
something that is impossible.
Yeah, his race pace is always up there. He's got always that extra point on race pace.
His race craft as well is quite amazing too. Duck and weave in through cars, whether they're crashed or whether he's just passing them is just incredible.
Lucas Miranda was going to the grass. I don't know whether he's got a problem or not. I'm going to watch this. What's the replay for that?
He is back on the track and going.
Yeah, I think he's gone
well now. Though, however, he is leading still over Carlos.
He just went right in the straight. He was on the straight and he went right onto the grass. I think he was trying to avoid one of the LMP1 cars. I mean, he's got reasons to.
Yeah, indeed.
So on second place after a dreadful start to the race. Who would have said that to him? Second place right now in LMP2, Carlos Frau. Richard Wanders in third.
Am I
Otavio
getting
Barros.
this right?
Otavio is fourth, yeah. And Laszlo is fifth and last for now.
Am I getting this right? Sven doesn't have a team.
Who?
Does Sven not have a team?
No, he has though. This scheme wasn't made. But he's in... let me check the kind of sponsors guide we'll call it. He's in the Alpha Racing team.
Okay.
Yeah, he does have.
I was like, as if no one signed this man.
Yeah, like he needs to be signed. FRA has got each driver FRA has got. They just get them everywhere, and they're very good drivers. Like I was there on FRA. And I know these guys, they are fast. They are lightning fast. And God, it feels so good to see someone succeeding like that.
Not doing the best currently, however, in other classes, effectively. But kind of alright. 4th place for Otavio, and 7th place in class for...
By the way, Anthony Lara has also retired. That makes it what? 8 retirements out of the 25 entries. But we've got 36 signed drivers. So that's what I've been told. Quite a lot.
Yeah, getting a win in one of the championship only 3 rounds. And consistency is key, so the people that have DNF from any of their classes might actually be out of a championship.
I'm sure, like most of the people who have DNF are pretty much out of championship contention in their respective classes. Thing is, how are things going to go teams-wise for the American Endurance Championship? Are they going to give them the teams they are? Are they going to go somewhere else? I'm really excited for that.
I expect that most of the drivers will keep their teams over to AEC, so I assume it should be a pretty smooth transition over into AEC, just with slightly different car.
Transition we're doing ourselves right before there's convergence in real life between the IMSA and the
WEC, yeah. Very odd that happened.
From the WEC, they're going to merge the hypercars.
With the DPIs, yeah.
Yeah, and the DPIs, it's going to be amazing.
I feel like the DPIs are going to need some slight restriction over the hypercars. I feel like, because the hypercars target lap for Le Mans is 3:30. I feel like a DPI can smash that.
Well, I mean, if the target for a hypercar in Le Mans is 3:30, and the fastest lap ever was done a few years ago by Kamui Kobayashi, it was a 3:14, I think. They're going to be slower than the LMP2 cars.
What are the fastest LMP2 times?
Nice question, but I think
Oh,
they're
I think it's average. So over a race stint, they're aiming for 3:30.
Well, let me check on
Instead of a
2019.
balls out.
I'm going to check the quality times from the 2019 24-hour of Le Mans. The fastest LMP2 car was number 28 TDS Racing. He did 3:25.
Oh, so if that's all out qualifying, well, so LMP2 might actually sort of overall victory. Or the hypercars being their first 24-hour race.
Yeah, but
And LMP2 taking overall victory.
what's the point of taking the LMP1 cars out and making the hypercars if they're going to be slower than LMP2 cars? There's no actual point, because then we have no LMP1 class at all.
I don't think the LMP2s will be faster. So because they're aiming for a all qualifying lap time.
I hope. I mean, maybe
I think
the 330.
yeah.
Maybe the 330.
I think the difference
target
between them will be like GT3 and GTLM. Like, I think they'll have a similar difference in classes like they do.
Hopefully, but I think, yeah, I mean, I don't know. My point is, there's a pretty quick class, which is LMP1. There's not much drivers, there's not much cars, because I think there's 5 cars this
Toyota
season.
and Rebellion.
Yeah, there's one Rebellion, there's another 2 from a team out of Notre Dame, and there's the 2 Toyotas. And there's nothing else. Yeah, that's right. There's no LMP1 cars at all. There's only 5 for the whole season. But there will be 7, but SMP Racing pulled out.
Made the switch, which has attracted Aston Martin, and could attract many more. So America, I'm pretty sure there's.
Yeah, it's also attracted Peugeot, and Peugeot wasn't in motorsport things for a long time, I think.
Yeah, so Peugeot, Aston Martin, Toyota's gonna go for it. There's an American team that's made a hypercar, and their goal is to race in the hypercar. Well, so you're looking at probably three definite entries so far, and possibly a 4th, and maybe even more.
Yeah, but the thing is, any private team that wants to join, they need to be supplied by one of the manufacturers, and some of them just want a manufacturer for themselves. Obviously, if there's a private team which has the full support of one manufacturer, they're basically a factory team in some way. So which private team wouldn't want that? For example, I think Rebellion is going with Peugeot. I think Peugeot is going with Rebellion. I mean, they're just making that kind of treat.
Well, Rebellion's not going to be competing in the final season of the LMP1 class. They're backing out at the end of 19 and 20. Or the 1920s.
Yeah, but hypercars. Where do hypercars
so I think
go?
that they're leaving to go to hypercars. I assume.
But I did read that they were going to merge with Rebellion of some kind with Peugeot.
They could, but yeah, it's been confirmed that they are pulling out.
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, the move is kind of right, because they're attracting manufacturers to the series, the WEC, because basically LMP1 is empty. Remember the first days of LMP1
class anymore.
You had Porsche, you had Audi, you had Toyota, and you still had these private tier teams, which were on a separate class as well, because there was LMP1 Hybrid and LMP1.
Yeah.
But now, the only hybrid car is Toyota. They have a clear advantage, and on most of races, even though they are trying to make it closer, and even Rebellion did win a race in China, not looking like Toyota is going to be stopped this season, and Rebellion is the only team which is showing to be a true true potential, which has true potential to snatch victories from them, and if they're pulling out, so LMP1 class is pretty much a clear path for Toyota. And you know, yeah, they can celebrate as much as they want. Yeah, we're winning LMP1, we're winning Le Mans, but they're winning against themselves. They're not winning against a manufacturer like Audi, like Porsche.
So Audi came out and Audi slapped up through the 2000s. And then Audi went, okay, we dominated, we're leaving. And then Porsche went on and stomped Toyota.
I think that was Laszlo Teglas. There's been something strange going on. Sorry to interrupt you. Laszlo Teglas went wide. I don't know if he hit the wall. I don't know if he hit the wall, but he was going really weird. Did a really weird thing. Went round he went to the outside. Tom Rogerson was coming, and he went to the grass. Wow. And yeah, oh, he saved it. But yeah, sorry, John, can you continue?
So then Porsche dominated Toyota, and now Toyota now has no competition left besides Rebellion. So now Toyota can finally win races, but it's... Yeah, I wouldn't say it's anything to celebrate about because, well, you're winning against no one.
Well, there's one certain Spanish driver who has celebrated a lot and wins. I don't know.
Talking about the same guy?
Shouldn't be celebrated. You know, it's okay. Their achievements. You've won Le Mans. You have beaten your teammates.
Yeah, to even finish Le Mans is pretty insane. But for Toyota to be proud of their manufacturer, like not the drivers, but just Toyota as a team, not just selectively when one wins and one doesn't, but when they win the manufacturer's title and when they win a race, like I don't see how there is a sense of achievement. At least, like I can see how there is obviously, but for it to be
they
fulfilled,
do have it. They just say, "Oh, we've won."
Yeah, but we won against privateer team. Yay! We've been trying this for years. Rebellion was an LMP2 team.
Yeah, I mean we've been fighting for
Ottavio.
It's like, oh, Ottavio, has he crashed actually?
He crashed in the same place his teammate did.
Oh, that was...
Or the same place Pablo did, my apologies.
Oh, Pablo, oh
same place.
Good, that curve has claimed 2 victims already.
I was just
insane.
I was riding on board with him and I got a very big shock when his car just stopped and started spinning.
So, Laszlo Teglas is going to get 4th, just surviving.
There's battle of attrition in LMP2 now.
Yeah, it's just surviving the track itself. And I don't know whether you could agree with me or not. Sebring is a great track to drive, it's very fun, but we need to find a better model.
Yeah, indeed. Sebring in real life is very, very bumpy. Especially coming into that last corner, get on the brakes. Not fun. But
not only because of the bumps, not only because of that, but we have issues with the curves, we have issues with the rolling start, which isn't working now. It was working back in 2019, but we need to find something better. And we know Interlagos is going to work, or at least we suppose it is going to work.
Interlagos is made by... It's a stock standard
no,
track.
but I think we used the WCP.
Oh.
Because if you remember, we used the WCP 2016 version because they couldn't get the racer model in, racer track in. And of course, yeah, Interlagos is going to prove whether it's true or not that it was an issue with the track, because if it was an issue with the mod, I mean, you know, this is going to be kind of rushed because it's a 3-round championship. It's not something that you're going to be focusing on for the whole year. So maybe they forgot to do something, but it's probably the track. Because these guys know how to set up mods, and even if it's a 3-race championship, they want to do it well. They want everyone to be happy. Lucas Miranda has pitted, or at least it says that.
Oh, actually, it's going to be... No, it's not
The
going to be
lights are
close.
now
He's
turning
just
on.
exited the pit.
Lights turning on for the final 10 minutes of racing on the main straight.
Comes
And
Lucas
all around the circuit.
Carlos Frau comes through the final corner.
Yeah, he's not going to overtake him. He's not close. He's just 15 seconds apart. Lucas Miranda was free to make that little pit stop maybe, because he needed that little bit of fuel. He was completely free to make it, but...
They might just be making it for safety.
No, final 10 minutes, Tom Rogerson leading. 15 seconds ahead of Max Verka, who is 40 seconds ahead. Nikola Bijanko, who is also 55 seconds ahead of Jesus Kurinos. There's been a big amount of gap in the LMP1 class. Then we have Philip Boland 23 seconds behind. Lorenzo close, but not that close. Then Joe Gauzitis, then Lucas Miranda leading the LMP2 class with Carlos Frau, Richard Walkers and Laszlo Teklas. Otavio de Barros out.
Who is out.
Sven Gilhood. Martinez Rugalevic in second in GTE class, and Armas Auga for Team Tempest. So Team Tempest in the first race doing really well. SL Racing not so well. We won DNF. Is in 4th. Julian Jones on last place overall, and on the GTE class down in 5th. Not the best race for Julian Jones. He's not being on the pace. Maybe he's been struggling with many things. He could have been struggling with many other things.
Well, PG's doing quite well. PG competition with first and a top 5 in LMP1.
Contact between Lorenzo and Richard Wanders, the LMP1 trying to go through on the inside in one of the fast corners before the back straight. And, well, the LMP1s have done crazy moves today as well. They have a rush to go through, and they just don't wait at all.
That is Lorenzo of Team
Bernie.
Probably a little bit frustrated with that.
Must be frustrated with his race overall, because I think he hadn't good enough pace to be 5th. Oh, Philip Boland has gone off. And he was really close a few laps ago. He's also going off.
Trying to make a late charge towards Philip now.
No, but he was like two laps ago. He was like 2 seconds behind, and now Philip's left. And also, I see some debris. I see some debris. Like, I think also Gauzitis has been lapped for the 2nd time. Most of people are lapped by Rogerson. There's only the top 3 that hasn't been lapped. And by the way, Philip Boland's still running without headlights.
That could be an issue. I don't know.
It hasn't been an
Philip,
issue
if
yet.
you're listening, switch your headlights on, buddy.
Yeah, I would. If they asked me for it, I would. But I don't know. Martinez Drugela-Vicious has... Oh! What's happening? He's crashed.
Who's crashed?
Martinez Drugela-Vicious was 2nd. 16th overall. 17th now.
Yeah, he's in the wall.
Commentator's curse. Once again. It just keeps
That's
happening.
That one's
Oh
on
yeah,
you.
that was me. But Pablo's one was you, and I will tell him right now.
Oh, compadre, I am so sorry. He'll get a kick out of that. He'll forgive me.
You sure are sorry, but he has to know this. I'm telling him right now, like live. I'm just messaging him.
Ben is dominating the GTLM class. Lap, really.
So, how long did it take Pablo to be betrayed by you? 30 seconds since you said he was going really well. Oh, Julian Giants, he was being hit by Nikola Vijanko.
God.
Yeah, that's gone. As I was saying, it took 30 seconds for...
I was on board with him for about half a lap, so we'll say 50.
Who?
Get a little bit better. Before I kill Pablo like those with the commentators goes.
Yeah, you told him 30 seconds before the crash. You said, "Oh, Pablo's going really good. We are on for a fight here." He crashed out, so I think it's your fault.
He was probably trying to
Vijanko.
impress me.
Nikola
do anything to
Vijanko.
impress me, Pablo.
He's crashed out 2 GTEs today. He's going to get a penalty for sure, eh?
You'd think so, unless it is oddly the GT fault, but
yeah, but
going to be involved in 2. I feel like that's
like
starting to look at your end.
I can tell you the GTEs were kind of doing line. They line, should I say? But
that is how they're meant to, stick to the racing line. The faster classes are meant to go round.
Yeah, but not that way. Also, Philip Boland, somehow he may have listened to us. Philip Boland has turned on the headlights.
Philip has found the headlight switch and flicked them on.
He's getting used to this after the LMP2 car he was driving in Daytona. He's getting used to his, let me check, Audi R18. He's driving the Audi.
Trying to figure, he's just sitting there flicking all the buttons going, where's my headlights? Flicking every switch in the goddamn car. Probably got a horrendous brake bias now.
Please, just calm down your comments or something. 2 minutes and a half to go. It's gone quick for you.
Philip got a bit of damage on his rear right.
Whoa!
He's into the outside, then into the inside wall
curse,
there.
mate. Instant curse.
Yeah, that was... Oh, Philip.
So we're 2 on 2. Who else do you want to curse?
2 on 2 now. I'm not gonna look at... Oh,
Nikola.
He's lost his splitter.
Nikola Vijanko. He's going very slowly. What's happened to him?
He's stopped.
Stopped? Has he?
Yes.
What happened?
He's stationary. He's gone.
He's gone. I think he's lost connection. I don't see him in the track anymore.
He has. He's left the game.
He's lost the connection. 2 minutes to the end. And
Jesus is going to snatch that position off him. And so is Philip.
Yeah, well, if they're not a lap down, because maybe they were a lap down.
Not on Nikola Vijanko.
Not sure, but...
I got their lap counters here.
Oh, you've got the lap counters, okay, that's great then. Yeah, they're not a lap down, or at least...
Not on.
Maybe Joe is.
Nikola Vijanko.
Joe has got enough time to go back into third, to close that position, but...
Yeah, Joe's also on that. Joe's also on 52.
Yeah, Lorenzo has enough time to start his lap, and he will be able to do that. I think we're on the edge of the final few laps, aren't we?
We should be. Is it +1 lap that we do?
It's the last lap,
or
is it +1? That's my doubt. I think it is a +1.
Yeah, Chirinos is promoted into 3rd place for LMP1. Final spot on the podium. Philip Boland chasing. He's a little bit away though from Chirinos.
Yeah, so Martinez Jurgelavicius, his game crashed.
Yeah, Philip's missing quite a bit of aero now because he lost his splitter.
He's reporting his game has crashed as well.
Ah.
Yeah, it hasn't been this tough for the server never ever before. He's like having 25 people plus me watching and now you watching. Been amazing. I think Tom's won it.
Someone has
won it.
won?
Yeah,
There you
he's
go.
just done it. 55
Tommy,
laps, and he's
your
done it.
winner.
Your winner for the 2020 90 minutes of Sebring is Tom Rogerson. He's done it on
Here
his
comes
debut
Mark
race.
Stewart, second place, crossing the line
And
now.
there's Max Verker in second.
Very
Who's
nice.
Tom Rogerson
Coming onto the
making
back
donuts.
stretch.
There he is. Tom Rogerson giving us the donuts. And Max Verk in second. Jesus Carinas will finish third.
We're going to
He's
have
going round the
Sven
final
on
corner.
the
Very good.
back straight for the GTLM victory. One more corner to go.
I'm not sure, but I think Lucas Miranda has already. No, he's not. So Lucas Miranda, we're still waiting for the LMP2 winner. As you said, it was Sven Gilhood, I think, who's won the GT
Crosses
class,
the
right?
line. Yep, there we go. There's your winner
Lucas
for
Miranda,
GTLM.
final corner into the straight, and he wins for LMP2 class. And well, these are unofficial results, as we say. There has been corner cuts, there has been crashes, there's been a little bit of everything.
Penalties will be in.
Yeah, for sure there will be
I can
penalties.
assume.
Nikola Vijanko, he had probably the biggest chance of a penalty here. And he's...
This is Chirinos' DNF. What's that about?
No, he's not.
I know he's crossed the line, but it says
Yeah,
DNF.
Yeah, that's the game thing. You know, there's a lot of people doing donuts. So after almost 3 hours here live, it's finished. After almost not starting, I thought it was going to be cancelled after all. It would have been better for you because you could have kept sleeping. But anyways,
I will be back
yeah,
next
as I
week
said,
in time. I'll
as
make
I said
sure
before,
I catch the plane.
yeah, you need to catch the plane again, right? There are going to be no interviews today.
Your podium for each class is Tom Rogerson, Mike Stewart, Jesus Chirinos for your LMP1. Your LMP2 is
Lucas Miranda.
Lucas Miranda, Carlos Frau, Richard Wanderers, and then your GTLM is. Oh wow, LMP2 only had 4 finishes.
Yeah, LMP2 had just 4 finishes.
Ow.
And now GTLM, we have Sven Gilhood with Aramis Auge in second behind him, and then Saulis Larinavicius getting a podium. They're both Lithuanian teams.
So if you look at the teams of all those drivers, what team do you think really probably did the best overall?
So let's, as I was going to say, let's just call this. Today's Lithuania's Independence Day.
Oh.
And they've got 2 drivers in the podium with 2 different teams. That's amazing.
Lithuania is coming into this series strong with a big influx for the Daytona 6 hour.
Yeah, and you
They've
could
obviously
see
transferred
on the
over.
DCC grid, right now, there's a big majority of entries from one country, which is Spain. This year they're coming in.
Spain's got a
they're
big
compadres.
influx now as well. Compadre!
Compadre! And compadres out there watching the live stream. I think it's time for us to say goodbye. Thank you, John, for joining as late as you wanted. Anything to
Australian
say
time,
to
mate.
end this?
Not really. Thanks for putting up with my super late entry, but been great. Good racing. Unfortunate for the caught up with the turn 1 curb. Very deadly. If you run that little bit wide, you just get that front end quite harsh. But congratulations to Tom, Chris Miranda, and Ben on their respective class wins.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching, everyone who went through, everyone who's still here. And remember, I think it is the beginning of March. We'll be back with DCC. After then, we will have the second round of the WEC on March 15th. on Interlagos, and after that, the week after, we'll be starting with OWC, the Open Wheel Championship in St. Petersburg. So, from Sebring, as John wants to say, we've got a flight to take. So, thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I hope you have a very nice day.